It's breathtaking, literally deep breathtaking. The AFP news agency characterizes cliff jumping as a, quote, extremely risky practice. There's a lot more to it than just leaping from high places into the water, assuming the jumper wants to do this again. And 34-year-old Jeremy Nicolin wants to do this again and again, one day setting a new world record. His home's in eastern France, close to the nation's border with Switzerland. There's a waterfall nearby where he practices. The former javelin thrower says he's had a number of surgeries from sports injuries, so he tries to stay pragmatic. He measures the height of the jump, the depth of the water. He gauges the effects the impact will have on his body. And he's reportedly making a living as a cliff jumper, with some of the money coming in from sponsors. Nicolin's highest jump was from 47 meters or 154 feet. The world record is 58.8 meters or 193 feet up. This man wants to break that. But he says he wants to get there step by step, staying within his limits to make sure his body's strong enough to endure the high-speed collision with the water. Otherwise, he characterizes his chances as 50-50, a risk he's not willing to take. Needless to say, cliff jumping is not something others should attempt. This is The World from A to Z, an independently produced, nonpartisan look at events making headlines across the globe. And I'm Carl Azus. We're thankful to have you watching. 2 natural disasters are next in our news segment, Around the World in 80 Seconds. First story here takes us to the European nation of Switzerland. Because of a landslide, this is what's left of a town named Blatten. Thankfully, it had been evacuated before the disaster, which officials say buried 90% of the town Wednesday. It happened because a mountainside that supported a glacier crumbled. That caused ice to come down along with rocks and dirt. One person was reportedly missing, but most of Blatten's 300 other inhabitants evacuated earlier this month because authorities had predicted a possible rock slide. A Swiss government official says this is a rare event, a worst-case scenario that hadn't happened before, but Blatten's municipal president says there are plans to rebuild the village so that, quote, after a long night, it will be morning again. Next stop takes us to the U.S. state of Hawaii. We've shown you ash from volcanic eruptions recently, but it's not every day you see a brilliant rush of red-orange lava rising like a geyser 1,000 feet into the sky. It was one of almost 24 eruptions that Hawaii's Kilauea volcano has had since December. The blast of molten rock lasted for hours. It was recorded by the U.S. Geological Survey. Officials say it's been decades since something like this has been seen, but they're warning people not to try to see it closely themselves. Sulfur dioxide and strands of volcanic glass known as Pele's hair are blowing through the air, and that can cause health problems. On this date in world history, a maritime disaster occurred on May 29th in 1914. In the midst of a dense fog on Canada's St. Lawrence River, a Norwegian coal ship accidentally rammed a passenger ship named the Empress of Ireland. Though the Empress had plenty of lifeboats aboard, the ship sank in just 14 minutes, too little time for them to do much good. Of the 1,477 people on board, 1,012 lost their lives. This was the date in 1953 when history was made on Mount Everest. New Zealand mountaineer Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay of Nepal became the first 2 people known to stand on the highest place on Earth. They spent 15 minutes atop Mount Everest before starting their way back down. And May 29th was when a space shuttle docked with the International Space Station for the first time. The shuttle was Discovery, the year was 1999, and the mission was to bring supplies, parts, and research materials to the ISS.
Take a look at the absolute cream of the crop of otherworldly images showcasing the breathtaking beauty of the Milky Way galaxy. The 2025 Milky Way Photographer of the Year contest, hosted by travel photography blog Capture the Atlas, saw some 6,000 submissions from 25 countries. Capture the Atlas curator Dan Zafra whittled the field down to 25 winning images, each selected for quality, the story behind the shot, and the overall inspiration it provides. All the winning selections were taken under dark skies, far from light pollution, in remote corners of the world. And in a first for the competition, one was captured from space itself. Astronaut and photographer Dan Pettit's winning entry was shot from the International Space Station while he was aboard. Organizers say its inclusion bridges the gap between science and art, adding a fresh perspective to an out-of-this-world Shutterbug showcase that celebrates from Earth and now beyond the astounding galaxy that surrounds us.
A logo windbreaker. Hot Fridays are awesome sling bag with everybody's favorite hairlines. These are ways to show you've got spirit, for the world from A to Z. Check out our new merch store at worldatozorg/store, or just scroll down on our website and click Shop Our Merch Store. It means the world to have you wearing the world from A to Z.
Word and out. What was invented in 1830 by an English engineer named Edwin Beard Buddy? Hedge clippers, lawnmower, typewriter, sewing machine. 1830 was when Buddy received a patent for the machinery for the purpose of cropping or shearing the vegetable surface, a device known as a lawnmower.
The early mowers-only motors were the people pushing them. It was laborious work, but still a huge leap from when people used scythes. The tools often pictured with the Grim Reaper, swinging these was how workers sliced lawns by hand. Mowers changed landscaping and sports fields across the world. Their technology has changed. Their work remains the same.
This is Kensington Palace. Various princes, dukes, and other royals have made it their home over the past 4 centuries. Shire horses have been pulling this lawnmower through the fields of Kensington Palace for years.
Well, it's very temperamental because it's old. I mean, this machine is probably from the 1930s, an American machine from the 30s, so it needs a lot of maintenance.
It gets the job done, and horsepower even has some advantages.
The biggest advantage is that it doesn't compact the soil. A machinery, this is a wildflower meadow, so it needs to keep all what's underground, which is very important. All the little bugs need to be doing their stuff under there, and if you get a heavy tractor, it crushes the soil, and it compacts it. So the thing about horses, although they weigh pretty much a ton each, they don't compact the soil in quite the same way.
Before the Industrial Revolution, for agricultural work and transportation, it was all about horses. Mowers have come a long way since horses pulled them. 200 years ago, the first mechanical lawnmower was invented and patented. It would be 91 years before gasoline-powered mowers took over. In 1929, the blades were installed horizontally, making a shorter and more precise cut possible. From there, the lawnmower designs were tweaked and tuned to max efficiency. Lightweight engines were developed, riding mowers became popular, battery-powered mowers rolled out, and finally, now the robotic mower is even a reality. It's estimated that mowing a lawn is a routine task for 54 million Americans.
Makes total sense that the mascot will be the Oilers when you're talking about a school named Oil City Area High School in Oil City, Pennsylvania. Mrs. Gishak's class is there. In the old line state of Maryland, it's Mrs. Bolden's class that's watching at Southern Garrett High School in the town of Oakland. In the Old Dominion of Virginia, we've got the students and teachers of Alternative Paths Training School with us from the city of Fredericksburg. Finally, hello to Mr. Hertz and his students at New Horizon Upper Campus. Great to see y'all in the city of Irvine, the golden state of California. Well, this is something different. Mama told you not to play with your food, but how about playing your food? What's unique about this British vegetable orchestra, besides the fact that it's an orchestra with vegetables, is that it actually sounds good. They play Mozart, they play Rossini, they play it on carrots, butternut squash, and bell peppers. The recorders take as little as 20 minutes to make. While they don't last as long as inedible instruments, let us not forget the spin natural ones. While corny, fill your ears with one Taylor sound that broccoli your tomatoes tapping and fills a zucchini to set the vegetable with an organic, homegrown cornucopia of sound that's tough to beat. Veggie puns. Even if you don't care at all for them, there's always a spare, I guess. I'm Carlos Zeus for the world from A to Z, and we hope you'll dine with us again tomorrow. You mean the world to me.